Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown, episode number 156. I'm here with
Chris.
You forgot. You're forgetting something. You gotta say, what are you right now? What accolade you possessively hold right now?
What accolade that I possessively hold is the money in the motherfucking bank. I can cash in whenever the fuck I want.
We only have what, like a couple more months. You only have what? When do we have that graduation party? When was that?
Was it the grad or was it?
It was the grad, yeah.
I don't remember.
We'll have to look that.
We'll go back in time. But
yeah,
within the next couple of months.
You only have a couple more months.
Bitches, because I'm going to be catching that motherfucker in, and I'm going to be cheating to win.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I tried saying I tried having an impromptu championship match. You saw how well that did me. So let's hope you learned a lesson from that. But I'm the host.
I might not.
Yeah, I'm the host, Owen the Birdman Finch. And it's been a couple. Actually, it really hasn't been a couple of weeks. But it's been a little while since we've done the show because we needed to recover after that over 2-hour show. When me and Chris barely talked in it, so we needed a couple weeks to reflect and release boredom, I guess. I don't know. But let's get to this show. Basically, we're just gonna combine 2 weeks worth of wrestling reviews into one video, but we're gonna keep it brief. We're only gonna talk about the highlights in each show. I'm only going to do main roster because if we try to do everything, it would be way too long. And I haven't watched everything NXT related and NXT UK related and things like that. So, yeah. So we'll just start. Why don't we start off? We'll do letter grades too for each show we do. So Chris, I'm gonna guess you haven't watched any of the 205 lives. Am I correct?
Well, maybe half correct.
Okay. You watched half of one?
I watched this week's.
Okay.
This past week's.
That's good though.
I think I've watched the past 2 weeks actually.
Well, we're gonna start. I'll break down the 205 live portion. But let's start with the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania because that's the most current thing we haven't reviewed.
And we're not going to go through this spot by spot. We're just going to give a quick little overview of what happened because we didn't get a chance to do a show on it.
Yeah, I reviewed it myself just so that way you could get, if you want a blow by blow of it. But
yeah,
let's get to Raw. We're just going to talk about the highlights. Why don't you give first we'll do letter grades first. What did you think of the Raw after WrestleMania as a letter grade?
I thought it was good. I liked the opening segment with Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Really the first night that they're both champions, they're on the same brand together. I love the Undertaker's appearance. I thought that Elias, WWE tends to give away a lot of spoilers mid-sentence.
Yes.
And as soon as he said dead man, I'm like, it's the Undertaker. You really if as soon as he said that, I was like, it's Taker. No way. It's no one else. That's definitely him. And I was like, oh, surprise, surprise, look who it is, because he spoiled it mid-sentence.
Yeah.
I thought the main event, I thought it's kind of, they pulled the bait and switch, obviously.
Yes.
But I didn't mind it because you don't want either of them really losing their championships one night after gaining them.
Yes.
In such big moments like that.
Yeah. So what'd you give it for a letter grade?
B.
Okay. So I'll give my thoughts. Obviously everyone knows I love the Undertaker's return. He's right behind me right there. You just can't see his face.
His dick.
Yeah. and you get to see, and you could see the T-shirt clearly. I'm a big Undertaker fanboy, so that was like my highlight of the week is seeing the Undertaker because it's also too like very shocking in a way because of all the outside reports going on with him doing the Starcast shows and everything. So, it was definitely awesome to see the Undertaker, and yeah, he's probably wrestling at the next Saudi show. And you could say this is going to I know what the WWE's trying to do here. They're trying to trick me to watch that Saudi show. I'm not watching that Saudi show. If I want to watch the Undertaker,
of
if
money.
I want to watch the Undertaker wrestle, I'll just watch. I'll watch him wrestle another time. I'm fine with missing out this time. So, not happening.
What a fake fan.
No, I'm not. You're not. It's not happening. So.
What a fake fan.
You didn't even watch the last. Hey, I sat through the last one. You didn't even watch it, so nice. Don't even pull that with me. But yeah, I liked the Seth and Kofi moment. That was pretty cool. Them announcing the winner take all match and everything. I liked Lars Sullivan's debut when he took out Kurt Angle. I thought that was pretty cool. I really wish they would have just done that though at WrestleMania instead of because at least I would have been fine with that if he had been the one to actually retire Kurt Angle instead of Baron Corbin. But whatever.
Or cost them the.
Yeah. And then I liked Becky's promo afterwards. Not like a big fan that her first like feud post WrestleMania is gonna be with Lacey Evans because that's like a huge fall, not really a huge fall from grace.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
You're
right.
You just went from like main event in WrestleMania to now feuding with Lacey Evans. So I won't be as.
You went from main eventing WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey to facing Lacey Evans.
Yeah, it's pretty. As long I won't be though as mad about it as long as Becky wins the feud. If Becky loses the title to Lacey Evans, then we're gonna have like a serious problem. So, because I think a lot of people are jumping the gun because as long as Becky wins, then it's fine. So
yeah,
and I like the attack she did on Raw with Lacey Evans, but yeah, it sucks that like that's gonna be her first feud. And then Sami Zayn's return was awesome. With the match with Finn Balor was pretty good. And then his promo afterwards when he cut on the crowd saying that we're just critics and we use like a critic to mask our lives and stuff like that. That's pretty spot on what Sami Zayn's been saying about the IWC now pretty much. It was actually pretty awesome. I love Sami Zayn's new gimmick. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see him back because, we hadn't seen him in a while. And then, the main event was really a disappointment. So I'm going to give Raw a B. Really, it's a B- show, but because I got to see The Undertaker brings it up to a B. So
and
that's
Sami Zayn too. And
that's the greatness of The Undertaker right there. Is he can bring a show up from a B- to a B. So that he deserves you to bow down to him. So you better be bowing down to The Undertaker after that. So
I have in the past.
Yeah. Now on to SmackDown. Also, like Raw after WrestleMania was fairly disappointing because you expect for the Raw after WrestleMania. This is why it's a problem to have like the shakeup and the Raw after WrestleMania so close to each other. Because all this stuff they could do the night after WrestleMania is just done the next week, which we'll get into the shakeup because that was pretty disappointing of itself. And we just found out some news about that now anyway. So, then you had SmackDown. I thought SmackDown was a better show than Raw. What is SmackDown not a better show than Raw? Never. I think the only time I've enjoyed Raw more was when I was there. So, but other than that, it's
the real life experience is gonna be very partial to that.
Yeah. I liked Kofi. I liked the New Day celebration. I liked the Usos Hardy Boys match. A lot of people complained they didn't do that match at WrestleMania. I'm actually fine with them doing it the night after, the SmackDown afterwards, because I think if they did that match at WrestleMania, it would have been lost in the shuffle with that amount of matches on the show.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense for like the Usos to retain and then drop it to the Hardys on SmackDown after Mania.
Yeah. because we find out we're gonna get into why they dropped the titles. And then what else was on SmackDown last week?
Lars Sullivan debuted.
Yeah, because he was on both shows. He took out the Hodies, which I was fine. I was fine with that because they're making him like a monster heel, so it makes sense. At least he didn't do what Enzo and Cass did, where he attacked the losers of the match. He attacked the winners at least. So, and then what else was on SmackDown last week? There was something else. I like the Sami Zayn bit where he came out and said you guys aren't worth it. I thought that was pretty funny. Drew McIntyre being on SmackDown was kind of weird considering the fact that he didn't get drafted over there. So
yeah,
and I like the 6-man tag. I thought it was a nice feel good moment. The Braun Strowman Samoa Joe feud that we don't even know is gonna happen. So Samoa Joe now could get moved to Raw since now actually if you think about it because they just what's the point that just I think that's why the Superstar Shakedown's more disappointed now. They just switch guys back over anyway. So
I know, yeah.
And then we're gonna get into that fairly soon. And then that's really it. Like I think like the SmackDown at WrestleMania, I remember giving like a B. I thought it was a really good show. I thought it had I like the Becky promo again too, and I thought the Lacey Evans thing was just weird. One big thing we didn't talk about though is what we think is going to be Bray Wyatt's new gimmick now, where he's a puppet master now apparently, or like a doll master, because he had one vignette where he had like a pterodactyl like head, or whatever that dinosaur was, and then you had another one where he like made like us like the I forget what they're called, but the doll that like Jigsaw uses in his films. I not I'm gonna be honest. I know people are gonna say like, give it a chance. I'm not digging what this new gimmick Bray Wyatt's possibly gonna have. It just seems it just seems very disappointing that this is gonna be how they decided to bring. He shouldn't even have vignettes. He should just be brought back. He's been off TV long enough. He should like come out and like attack somebody. I'm not really a fan that they're gonna, especially too because I know it says give it a chance. When it comes to Bray Wyatt, this history. We know they like book Bray Wyatt goofy. Do I need to bring up House of? No, was it a House of Horrors? What the hell was that called? House of
No, it's House of Horrors.
Yeah, House of Horrors, and then we had the. Not even talk about the Sister Abigail thing, and then the WrestleMania 33 match, John Cena's match at Extreme Rules, where he was too afraid to leave the cage because a little kid was in the way. I'm just saying, I'm past history just shows that they don't know how to book Bray Wyatt very well. So what it makes me think they're gonna, with especially with these vignettes, you're like, I have a feeling WWE's having a field day. Like, yeah, he's coming back, and the book him like crap. I mean, even then, the most recent example was the Deleters of Worlds. That just should have been so much better than what that was. I'm not digging what Bray Wyatt's gimmick's gonna become. So, not a fan. So, yeah, but yeah, SmackDown. What about you? Any additional thoughts on SmackDown and Bray Wyatt's new character? It went if it even is because it's clearly Bray Wyatt. It's clearly Bray Wyatt because if it's not Bray Wyatt, then it makes no sense.
No, it definitely is. Because that's a buzzard that came out of the box.
Oh, it didn't look like a buzzard. It's like
I don't even know what a buzzard looks like, but someone, I think it might have been Steve, it said it's a buzzard.
That's definitely does not look like a buzzard. So,
but he's I mean, is he gonna be Sister Abigail?
Oh, that's the. Oh my god!
Because if he is, I'm gonna laugh.
Are you digging these vignettes or no?
The last one was really creepy. They went for the jump scares this time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm really indifferent on it. I want to see how they book him first.
What about SmackDown from that post?
Good show. Yeah. I like the Hardys winning.
Yeah.
It made sense because of what happened a week later.
Yes.
Or less than a week later. I liked Kofi's celebration, of course, because I love Kofi Kingston.
Yes.
But overall, Raw, SmackDown, what the fuck is it called? SmackDown, B+. I didn't like the Lacey Evans thing. I thought that was stupid.
Yes. All right, then going to 205 Live was the best show out of the three. The biggest thing I remember from like last week's is the Cruiserweight Championship match between Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy. That was just and also it was everything that the WrestleMania match should have been.
Yeah, I think it's everything that Mania match wasn't.
Yeah, and obviously Tony Nese retained, which made sense because he just won the championship, and considering the fact what they did on SmackDown like a week later, you could kind of tell that because there's really that was Buddy Murphy's last match when you watch it back because there was really nothing left for him to do in 205 Live after that loss.
Yeah.
So, what else was on that show though? I don't really. I believe they set up the Oney Lorcan Cedric match, which I was happy about. And there was another match on that show. I'm just blanking on it because I want to make sure I don't get got to make sure you don't get that one. I'm just gonna look through my.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm just gonna look real quick. And then we forgot to mention on SmackDown too. Paige dropped the hint that she was bringing in a new tag team into SmackDown, which we'll get into that this week. That was when they did the. Now I remember it. That's when they did the turn with Humberto Carrillo fought Jack Gallagher, and Gulak was upset that he was going to the top rope, and Gallagher turned on Gulak, which was interesting because I think it's pretty cool. They really didn't need to be a team anymore, and I actually kind of want to see the direction that goes in. So,
yeah,
205 Live was an A- show. I thought it was fantastic, like always. So, and then that's basically that was basically it. They the rest of the whole basically most of the show was the Tony Nese Buddy Murphy match. So, 205 Live was awesome. But now let's talk about this week, the Superstar Shakeup week. I think most of the shows this week is just going to be talking we're just going to kind of talk about. I'll pull up the list of names that have been shooken up, and we'll just talk about how they're going to fare better on. And also what they did too on SmackDown, because we didn't talk about it, is Shane McMahon. He harassed Greg Hamilton this week. So, last week, which was not very comfortable for Greg Hamilton. Poor guy. All right. So, yeah. Let's talk about
hell yeah,
the Superstar Shakeup. So, we had the Superstar Shakeup. A lot of people were excited about it. I kind of was excited about it, but then I'm sitting here thinking, like, they really have been kind of burying the brand split lately because people have been bouncing back to show whenever they want to now anyway. So, I don't think the brand split's lasting as much longer because, they literally, SmackDown's moving to Fox. I can imagine Fox is going to want like Seth Rollins on the show. Probably Drew, probably Bobby Lashley. So I can imagine they're going to want to. I could just see them just showing up on SmackDown anyway. So I don't know how much longer the brand split's lasting. So we'll just go through each guy that was shooken up.
Yeah.
Starting with The Miz. They actually talk about The Miz is the only one that switched he switches every year, which kind of I think ups his stock in the company. It shows that they view him because each general manager or whatever always wants The Miz.
Oh yeah,
because he brings the ratings. So, which really isn't going to change much of Miz because he's still feuding with Shane McMahon, and Shane McMahon shows up on both Raw and SmackDown anyway. So, it's not really much of a shakeup because he'll still be feuding with Shane McMahon. But I like the Miz change. I think it's pretty cool, and yeah, I think the Miz can do because he did everything he could do on SmackDown. And we didn't talk about this. I think it's pretty important to talk about. We had the new Daniel Bryan is injured again. We don't know the disclose of his injuries because I wonder if they were going to keep Miz on SmackDown and have him feud with him after WrestleMania. But I don't know. I don't know. So, but I like the Miz change. He can, do a lot of things on Raw, and I think that he hasn't been on Raw as a babyface yet. Because last time he was on Raw, he was a heel. So I actually don't. I like the Miz change. I think it's cool. What are your thoughts on the Miz now being on Raw?
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then we have. So this is where things start to change. Andrade was supposed to be on Raw. However, that's changed now. Now he's been moved back SmackDown. Now, I read online that they want to keep, the relationships together. And, Charlotte Flair and Andrade are a couple now. So they want to keep them on the same show. But, like, why not just leave them on SmackDown? It would have saved all this complication. I think it's just one of those, like, last minute changes type of things, like when Charlotte Flair won the SmackDown Women's title from Asuka out of nowhere. I think Vince just randomly decided, I want them on SmackDown now.
Yeah,
I just think that's what happened backstage. I just think Vince changed his mind and just put him right back on SmackDown. So we can't really comment on this change because he's just back on SmackDown now. So, which I think it's better for him to be on SmackDown anyways, because I don't think he's going to be used very well on Raw because it's a 3-hour show. He'll be on main event a lot if he goes there.
Main eventing.
Your favorite show, Chris? Main event.
He'll be main eventing on main event.
Yeah, but I thought the line was funny when Zelina Vega was talking about all the accomplishments that Andrade had on SmackDown, and I couldn't find any. Like I looked in my boxes, I looked in my closet, I looked under my bed, I scoured the internet trying to find all his accomplishments on SmackDown. I didn't find. He beat Rey Mysterio once. That's something, I guess. But big deal. Like he beat Rey Mysterio one time out of like what? How long was he on SmackDown for? Like a year. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't on television for like 6 months out of that time. So big deal, buddy. You beat Rey Mysterio. Like what do you want?
Rey Mysterio. Ooh.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really think like things are gonna really change for Andrade. I think he's always gonna be like put in the showcase matches and never really win the matches, and then they'll like talk about on commentary, oh, he's gonna be a future champion one day, and then he finally becomes a future champion. He's just booked like a joke. So I'm not really Andrade being moved to Raw really doesn't interest me that much. He's just gonna be booked the same, and he's gonna be. Might be booked worse because he's on Raw. Remember Bobby Roode? He was like the U.S. champ on SmackDown, and then he went to Raw and was used like a joke. Like,
that was the greatest. That was awesome.
Yeah. So I'm not. What are your thoughts on Andrade? Just with him, I would just say his role in the shakeup because I can't even say
flopping.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand why they even took him off SmackDown in the fucking first place.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
what? But what? Stupid.
Yeah. Ricochet being on Raw.
Great.
Yeah, I like it. I think we're gonna see like a lot of great Intercontinental title matches, but no, we're not. So, but I think he'll be used fairly well on Raw. I think he'll be like he'll I don't know if he'll win the Universal title right now, but I could see him like getting in contention to it if booked properly, and I think he'll. I like the Ricochet move. But we're going to get into his tag team partner in a second. Because what's weird about the Ricochet Aleister Black moves is it was like, does this mean Ricochet and Aleister Black are on Raw? Because we didn't really know until SmackDown the next day because they've been showing up on both shows anyway. So
yeah.
Aleister Black, though, is on SmackDown now, too. They just broke up the Aleister Black Ricochet tag team, which kind of doesn't really make any sense to me because they've been a team. Since they come into the main roster, it's been working.
It's been successful.
Yeah. You know, Vince, though, like something can be successful and then it gets changed out of nowhere. Like remember, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre were doing really well as a team, and then one week they weren't a team randomly.
Yep,
So
randomly.
yeah, um, so no mention of it either. So they just randomly hated each other one day. Hey Chris, why don't we just hate each other one day? No explanation why we hate each other. Let's just show up to school and just hate each other.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Um. So
Cause
yeah,
a big scene.
I think that's why I can't really comment on the Ricochet move now because he just lost his tag team partner. So,
I know, yeah.
this is going very well, by the way. Like these great, and then Zelina Vega's on Raw too. Now back to SmackDown. Back to SmackDown. I think they talked about Aleister Black was moved because Ricochet. No, I almost said Ricochet and Zelina Vega on me. Because Aleister Black and because why would Aleister Black be moved to SmackDown if Ricochet and Zelina Vega are there? It makes no sense.
Well,
like,
Casey Catanzaro is gonna be a little upset about that.
yeah. So, but yeah, Zelina Vega and Aleister Black are like married in real life, and they don't want to separate people due to the shakeup, which is like weird.
So you could have just kept Andrade
Yeah,
and Zelina Vega on SmackDown
and
and kept Aleister Black on Raw.
Or let's put him on or put Ricochet and Aleister Black on SmackDown. But no,
we're doing really good on Raw.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really. This is not going.
I fucking swear to God, if they have a tag team match tonight on Raw, I'm gonna be so fucking confused.
Yeah, I don't really. Let's get to the worst part of the shakeup. Now, let's say this was awesome. I marked out when it happened. It was the War Raiders. But it wasn't the War Raiders. It was the Viking Experience. Guess what, Chris? Guess what WWE's getting right now?
An A.
No. Both of these middle fingers right here. Like, because I gotta do like, yeah. That's a double F right there. So they didn't just change their tag team name; they changed their names individually. Their names are now Ivar and Eric. I believe Hansen's Ivar and Woe is Eric now. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But if you listen to the commentary, it's everything but Ivar.
Yeah.
I-bar, it's arm bar, it's this bar.
Yeah. All right, I want to rant about this. One, they shouldn't have been called up anyways. They haven't done everything in NXT. They're the champions right now. There was really no reason for them to be called up. It hurts NXT because they're losing a big tag team right now. If you're gonna call up a tag team, why not call up like the Street Profits? You know, you could say like they have the main roster ready. It won't hurt NXT as much because they're a big team, but like they're not as big right now as like the War Raiders were right now. Like, and so I just don't get why they would call up the War Raiders. I'm actually starting to believe now that they're trying to raid NXT talent because like. And NXT, you know what? NXT too. You could try to raid their talent all they want. They're still gonna come back swinging because they're gonna be awesome every week. Imagine until they have like 5 F shows in a row. It's just all Fs. But they shouldn't have been. Yeah, they shouldn't have been called up for that reason. Another problem is this hurts their brand with this name change because what's the big entrance? The War Chant. Basically they've been like I didn't really like the name when they were changed from War Machine to War Raiders. But I kind of got over it after a while because
it was still like the same gimmick.
Yeah, like what did this just shows right here that Vince McMahon doesn't watch like NXT because they dress like Vikings, but they're really on Viking gimmicks. They act like machines out there. Like
yeah, exactly. What's the chant gonna be now? Viking.
Yeah, like
Viking.
And they should. And there's another problem. They shouldn't be heels right now. Like when they came out as heels, they just felt so bland out there. they just felt like another tag team, honestly. Like, also the match they had didn't help them too. They shouldn't have come up and had like a traditional wrestling match. They should have come out and squashed like the Ascension, the B team, or like an enhancement tag team, because that was also the other problem, because the match that they had shouldn't have even happened, because you had Aleister Black and Ricochet. Well, I guess that doesn't matter now, because I guess they're not going to be a team anymore. So I guess I'm not going to rant about that. Like, so yeah, I guess. But they shouldn't. But they basically like made the champions look like enhancement talent by getting pinned by, the Viking Experience. Like they would like they were jobbers, and they're not. They're not jobbers. They're the freaking Raw Tag Team Champions right now. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the call up at all. The win means nothing because the brands they just killed their brand the first day in. It makes NXT now pointless because like why like have someone go through like the NXT system if you're gonna completely change their character once they get to the main roster? Because no wonder why people flop all the time, because they're not doing what they did in NXT. Now, can you imagine like in college football, they're trying to do like be a passer, but instead they're having you like run touchdowns and stuff. You're not gonna fucking know what you're doing. So,
Well, it's different. Like in sports, they don't really compare.
all right, well, that's a bad example, but the point I'm trying to make is they shouldn't have been like they shouldn't have changed their character, because they have to completely, because they wasted their time in NXT, and they didn't come out with the championships too. When
Nope.
DIY were called up for that short stint, they came out with their belts. So, this is just really stupid. And now it kills kind of the credibility in NXT for now too. Because they're playing two roles now, pretty much. I'm fine because Only Lorcan. Well, now I think he's a face now, but when he was playing two roles, it didn't really hurt him too much, because he's doing a completely different thing in NXT, and it's not like he's not the same character. But the War Raiders is like a completely different story. I just think this is absolutely stupid, and it actually just hurt the War Raiders day one, like day one. So. And I don't even think they have any plans for the War Raiders. I just think they called them up just for the hell of it. I mean, it is cool because like it does show like NXT can be a factor, but like this was just shit. What about you? What are your thoughts on the War Raiders' new name change and everything?
They're an experience, and they're Vikings.
Yes.
They're experienced Vikings.
Yeah.
But I like the tag team.
Yeah.
I just don't like the name.
Yeah. All right, then. Rey Mysterio's on Raw now, but that could change now too. So, because I could see them, what. See, that's the thing. Now we're talking about this stuff now, but this could all change by the time this video goes up. So,
which will probably be like a couple hours before Raw.
Yeah, like, yeah, I like Rey Mysterio on Raw. But I mean, he was just on Raw 2 weeks ago, so I don't know. I like it on Raw, but I don't really think it shakes things up, because he can fight some nice opponents. Like I would like to see him versus Kalisto, him versus Seth. I know that technically happened already, but yeah, like I said, he was just on Raw. He was just literally on Raw a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's a weird move, but yeah.
Yeah. I honestly thought he's always been used better on SmackDown too. So, then we have the Usos. This was given away though, because unlike the little title graphic, they put the Usos like right before they came out with Roode and Gable in the win, so they gave this away.
Roode and Gable, the Usos.
Yeah. But this makes sense. They've done everything they could do on SmackDown. And now they can fight teams on Raw like Ricochet and Aleister Black. Well, now they can't now, actually. I keep forgetting they're not a team anymore. But they can fight, the Viking Experience. They can fight the Revival. They can fight, well, they can't fight Roode and Gable because Gable's on SmackDown. But it's a nice, they needed to go to SmackDown, but they needed to go to Raw. They had been on SmackDown since the beginning of the brand split. They literally did everything they could do there. It was a nice change for them. They should have gone last year, but I'm fine with them, going this year. It makes sense. So what are your thoughts on that?
I love it. Love the tag team. I love the move to Raw. They did everything they could on SmackDown. I love it. It's a great move.
And then we have Naomi. She's married to Jimmy Uso, so she was obviously going to make the move. I don't really think anything's changing for her, though. I think she's going to be used the same, so it's only much of a shakeup.
It's pretty. I don't know. It's to keep husband and wife together.
Yeah, like I don't think any.
For it. Yeah.
And then Zelina Vega, we're not really going to talk about because we kind of brought that up already. She was number 9. Like, how does that make any sense? Because she was literally with Andrade. How could she be out? Like, she was. I think Wikipedia messed this up because they have it like in order of how they were drafted. Now, that makes no sense. You're not going to freaking draft Andrade and have Zelina Vega show up anyways, and then just say, "Oh, we'll just take Zelina." That makes no sense. Then we have Eric Young. It makes no sense to split up Sanity. Because I mean, I didn't really like that. And I don't think he's going to be used. I think he's going to be on main event a lot because I'm just going to tell you, they announce it by just showing you like on a graphic. So I don't think his career. I think he's going to be used worse now because he lost his group and everything. So I don't like this move at all. Especially, I could see Killian Dane being used better though because he's a big guy. And Alexander Wolf is out of the company now. So yeah. Kind of, there goes that tag team. So
I know, yeah.
Eric Young though, if he goes to 205, he should have just gone to 205 Live. Honestly, Eric Young is just going to be, he's going to be on main event every week, jobbing probably. So, what about your thoughts on Eric Young?
100%.
EC3, he died on Raw. So. There you go. He was murdered by Braun Strowman.
He was already dead. That was the corpse of EC3.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm just gonna move on. Why call that guy up if you weren't gonna do nothing with him? So then we have Cedric Alexander. I like this move because he's done everything that there is to do on 205 Live. By the end of his 205 Live one too, he was just he really didn't have any storylines he was doing it or stuff anyways. I think they were kind of waiting to put him on Raw because there was literally nothing for him to do now. He's won the title. He had a 1-1 with it, and I like the move. It just depends on how he's booked. But I think he'll be booked pretty well. He's probably going to become just. This name's too long for Vince, though. He's probably changing it to just Cedric or Alexander. He's gonna get that. He's getting the one name curse. I'm calling it now.
He's gonna be just Cedric.
Yeah, because I think Alexander's even too long for Vince. So, but I like it. He can wrestle because he's talked about before the handicap of being on 205 Live was he can't wrestle guys like Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, and stuff like the main roster guys. And now he can. And I think he's gonna be used pretty well on Raw. I think this is a good move. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
Cedric.
I love it.
Yeah, sucks for the division, but whatever. So that's like a big star for them to lose. But what were they gonna do with? There was really nothing to do with Cedric at that point. So
they've done everything with him.
Yeah, and now here it says Lars Sullivan was moved to Raw, which is not right because he came out and destroyed Rey Mysterio. So. We're not going to really talk about Lowe's. Lacey Evans is on Raw now. I don't really care about that, honestly. I
don't either.
Yeah, not really. She was kind of on Raw and SmackDown anyway, so I just think, she had a match with Natty. Wasn't that good. And she's going to have a match with Becky, so. That one's TBD. I don't really know what to think about that one. And then, we had the final one, AJ Styles, which that move I loved. It makes sense because he's done everything there is to do on SmackDown. So it's time for him to go to Raw. I like it. There's a lot of matches we haven't seen him have yet, like with Seth. I was gonna say Roman, but he's not on Raw anymore. Drew, we've never seen Drew versus AJ at all, actually, because by the time Drew went to TNA, AJ was out of the company. So, no, we haven't seen Lashley yet. So there's a lot of matches AJ can have on Raw. So I like the AJ move. I think it makes sense. I think he's gonna be one of the top guys on Raw now too, because there's no Roman Reigns there. So, what are your thoughts on not Ambrose, AJ Styles being on Raw now?
Wait, what?
What are your thoughts on AJ Styles being on Raw now?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a great
All
move.
right,
It needed to happen.
Yeah. Now on to SmackDown. We have Finn Balor on SmackDown now, which that makes sense. He's done everything there basically is to do on Raw. And he needed to make the change because he wasn't being booked very well on Raw. I think he'll be booked better on SmackDown, especially once it goes to Fox because it's going to be more sports oriented, and Finn will fit perfectly in that role. And it's very questionable though because now SmackDown has two of the mid card titles because Joe's the U.S. champion and Finn's the IC champion, which is very weird because Raw doesn't have a mid card title right now. So I want, but then again, they could still switch because they've been switching now anyway. So, but I like the Finn move. And there's a lot of matches he can have on SmackDown that he hasn't had. Like he just wrestled Ali, that was awesome. He could wrestle Joe again. He hasn't wrestled Joe in a while. He hasn't wrestled Kofi. I don't think at all. So I like the change. What are your thoughts on Finn on SmackDown now?
It was a move that was a necessity. It needed to happen. He was kind of like spinning his tires on Raw, not really going anywhere, stuck in the mid card, lower tier mid card at some points too. Also, a forgetful run at the Universal Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Just all he could do, and so it made sense for that move to happen.
Yeah, and then we have Ember Moon. She kind of just returned. I like the comment she made to like Becky Lynch saying you're going to see a lot more of me now since I'm on SmackDown. That kind of didn't make any sense because Becky could just go on both shows anyways. So,
oh yeah.
But I mean, that's fine. I don't really notice a shakeup because she just returned. So, it's not like I don't know. I like Ember Moon, but that one didn't really.
I didn't care about it either.
Yeah. And then we have Bayley. So this is interesting. Let's talk about it now. So Sasha Banks and Bayley's tag team. Well, it's basically done anyways. But before this, Sasha Banks was talking about leaving the company because she's unhappy with the way the WrestleMania match went down. That they dropped the tag title so early. I think you and I. This is like the only thing we're gonna disagree on because. I kind of agree with Sasha Banks because, she it didn't really make any sense for them to lose. We talked about it before for them to lose the titles that quickly, and they pretty much been using Sasha Banks badly since she came to the main roster. The first bad move was when she was a part of that Team Bad stable because she shouldn't have even been on a stable to begin with. She was kind of caught up too early too because she was still the champion. And, basically, I don't know, just thought she kind of was caught up too early. If anyone was going to be caught up, it should have just been Charlotte at that time because she did everything there was to do in NXT. And then she was a baby face when her character, clearly is a heel character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she shouldn't have been a baby face. They would always give her the Raw Women's title and then just have her drop it right at a month, not even a week. So I think it's and then obviously she was part of that awful Bayley feud last year. So, and then Bayley's the same thing. Gets caught up in NXT. Her character is one that was the hardest to fuck up because it's typical babyface character, and the WWE still fucked it up. Like, come on,
Oh, I know.
guys. Like,
Big time.
yeah, like, the death of her character was the "This Is Your Life" moment.
I killed her.
Yeah, and she hasn't been the same. She hasn't been the same since. Um, another flaw was that she didn't win the title, like the big moment at WrestleMania. They just gave it to her on Raw, so that was another flaw on a show like right after the Festival of Friendship when nobody cared about it. So,
Oh
um,
yeah.
yeah, um, and I don't really think anything's gonna change for Bailey's character that much on SmackDown. I think they're still
Either
gonna
she goes heel or she's dead in the water.
yeah. So this move really doesn't intrigue me either. So, but I like this move right here. So Paige introduced the new tag team. The new tag team is Asuka, and now called up from NXT, Kairi Sane, which I like this move. They tag teamed together in the Indies. I think it makes sense for them to team up, and yeah, I like it. And if they get
They're really good friends too.
yeah, and if they win the women's tag team titles, I think they can actually hopefully get the prestige going with the women's tag team championships. But
Can only hope.
yeah, so I like that move. I think that's good.
Yeah, it's a very good move. I love it. It kind of gives Asuka like a purpose too. Also,
Yes.
like post uh SmackDown Women's Championship,
Yes.
whereas she can actually be booked strong now.
Yes.
I think.
Imagine they lose every match they're in right after this in 15 seconds.
Ooh, ooh,
No, not even. No, 2 seconds. Not even 15.
ooh.
Yeah, because I wonder like it takes because they get knocked out in 2 seconds. So,
Brutal.
and then Lars Sullivan's on SmackDown now. That makes because SmackDown's going to become the A show, and Vince has big plans for Lars Sullivan. So I actually think he'll do well on SmackDown. I think I could see him holding like the WWE title and having like a big monster run with the title for like a long time. So
Oh yeah,
I like it. I like him on SmackDown.
yeah.
Buddy Murphy, same thing as Cedric. He did everything there is to do on 205 Live. I think it makes sense. So this makes me kind of question too even more now if Buddy Murphy and Alexa Bliss are together because if they were still together, he would have been on Raw and probably instead.
Yeah.
So they clearly must not be together then. But I liked it. I think he'll be used better on SmackDown too because he kind of fits like that sports structure they kind of want to write for because that's kind of what he was like in 205 Live. And I think he could be awesome. He can have some awesome matches with Kofi, awesome matches with Kevin, Aleister Black now too because
Apparently,
again. I like the move for him going to SmackDown. I think he'll be used very well on SmackDown. Actually, I could see him becoming the U.S. or Intercontinental. Oh, I imagine him and Finn could have a killer match for the IC title. So I like the move of him going to SmackDown. And like I said, did everything there is to do on 205 Live. So, what are your thoughts on him being on SmackDown now?
I like it.
And then we have Vince McMahon advertised the big acquisition. And I was sitting here thinking it's either going to be Roman Reigns or some like heel that's going to get the heel heat. And I was thinking maybe Drew because they have a history with each other, which he called Drew a future world champion. But it was Elias, which I liked, and I think it made sense for Elias to go to SmackDown. He did everything there is to do on Raw. I mean, really nothing's going to change for him, though. He's just going to get interrupted on SmackDown now. So he's probably getting interrupted quicker now, too. He doesn't get as long to talk now.
I know. He's got that short leash.
Yeah, he's probably imagine too. He like can't even get like a sentence out. And he gets interrupted. Like
he just does like the guitar string, like and then
yeah, and like it's a freaking like Roman Reigns comes out and stuff. Like, so there you go. But then Roman Reigns. What were your thoughts on Elias first, and then?
It was again. It's a necessary move.
Yes.
The Roman Reigns one I love.
Yes, this makes sense because SmackDown.
It's a new thing.
Yeah. And SmackDown. Yeah.
This is the first time ever that the Shield has actually been split up in their careers.
What
I
wasn't
think,
Dean?
right? Or no, that's Seth. Just Seth and Roman, because they've always
Yeah,
been on Raw together.
because Dean was on SmackDown for that.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
first time that Roman and Seth have been split up in their entire careers.
yeah.
And that's been 2012.
Yeah.
They've been on the main roster.
I like this. You know, it makes sense too because they want to get a big star on SmackDown, since it's going to Fox and Roman Reigns is like the biggest star in the company right now, and you know um I think it's pretty cool because now it gives because if he stayed on Raw, I think like Seth and AJ and stuff would have hurt from it. So I like that he's going to SmackDown now. So um, and I don't know and there's a lot of potential for Roman Reigns on SmackDown. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's cool. Um, and then we have Liv Morgan. These are the rest of these are announced on WWE.com. I noticed they only did the SmackDown ones on WWE.com too, you know, not the Raw ones. So
Yeah.
there you go. So yeah, Liv Morgan, which means the Riot Squad's broken up. I mean, I don't really like the Riot Squad, so I'm not like against them being broken up, but this makes no sense to me because they just introduced women's tag team titles, and it was like one of the last teams you had, like that was a legitimate tag team. It was them and the Iconics, and now Kairi Sane and Asuka. So I kind of don't like this move, especially too like if they were gonna put one of them on SmackDown, it should have been Ruby Riott because like I don't really see Liv Morgan really going anywhere as a singles competitor. So.
Yeah, I mean, they could give her a push, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think.
been a long time since she's like been a singles competitor.
Yeah, remember she came out of that house show and got no reaction.
Yep.
So let's see if that's certainly not going to happen this time. So, um, and then Chad Gable, which kind of ends the Bobby Roode tag team, which I'm fine with. I really didn't like that tag team that much, anyways. So, um, but I think he'll do fine on SmackDown. If they just throw him in another tag team again, it's just going to be like, why? They should let him go singles. He's actually like a really good professional wrestler. He's really good.
Yeah.
I would like to see him like face Balor, Buddy Murphy. He could face all of them, everybody. Um, so yeah, I'm indifferent on it. I got to see what he does first, though. What are your thoughts on Chad Gable being on SmackDown?
I like the move. Should not have taken him off of SmackDown in the first place.
Yeah.
It's better that he's a singles wrestler now again.
Yeah. Mickey James. I don't think
Doesn't care.
Yeah, nothing's changing for her. And then we have Heavy Machinery. This makes sense considering the fact that SmackDown kind of needed some tag teams because Raw got all of them basically. They got the Usos. They got originally they got Aleister Black and Ricochet, and then they got a Viking Experience. SmackDown kind of. This is why I kind of think they should just have the tag titles merged because it seems like when one tag team division on one brand's good, the other one suffers for it. So,
yeah.
I think the Revival should have made the move to SmackDown. I think that was kind of a mistake, because they'll just that's like the only thing that will like save their careers is to go to SmackDown probably. But yeah, I like Heavy Machinery on SmackDown. It's very interesting, and I think they could be booked fairly well on SmackDown. So, what are your thoughts on Heavy Machinery on SmackDown?
I like it.
Yeah,
I love it. I like it a lot. I mean, they need tag teams, so yeah.
yeah. And Nikki Cross, we'll just say, was the only person not to get drafted to a brand. So,
no one knows.
why call her up from NXT if you weren't even going to do anything with her? So,
Yeah, she's a free agent. It says.
yeah, but yeah, if I had to say which brand won the shakeup, I'm gonna say SmackDown probably won because if you look at Raw's names, it's like names that one. Now, because we have to kick in the fact that now Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, and Andrade are back to SmackDown now. So I guess that puts that Lucha stable now. rumored arrest now of Andrade's on SmackDown now too.
Yeah.
But then again, he could be drafted like 3 times in the next hours. That'd be hilarious if he just got drafted back to Raw tonight, and then back to SmackDown tomorrow.
They just keep doing it every week.
Yeah, but I thought the shakeup was disappointing. I think it's just lazily done, because like they don't do like the big screen thing anymore, but they do the randomized superstars, or like the GMs aren't picking and stuff. And yeah, like I said, considering the fact that they just change people now, anyways, it just I don't care about the shakeup this year. I didn't care.
It definitely favored SmackDown, but like
Yeah.
it's an okay thing. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And it's just like I like that Sammy and Kevin though are on different shows now, because that hasn't happened yet. Well, even though I kind of wanted to see that feud done with Kevin as the face and Sammy as the heel, that would have been cool. But he doesn't like Montreal anymore either. That was an awesome segment.
Yeah, that was too. Yeah.
Where he like was on the. That's probably the best Moment of Bliss segment ever. And I still don't know what Alexa Bliss is too. Is she a face? Is she a heel? Like
I can't tell because she was acting like a face like that entire time, and that I can't tell.
And is she a wrestler or not? Like she wrestled on Raw like the night after WrestleMania, and then she did the Moment of Bliss segment. So
yeah,
it seems like they don't know what they want to do with Alexa Bliss. They're kind of like So there you go. And then 205 Live was awesome again this week, obviously, because when is it not awesome? Well, like other than the early stages of it, it's not awesome. But other than that, we had an awesome.
What are you talking about? Those early stages were the best.
Huh?
Those early stages were incredible.
Oh, don't you just love it when they had that great Cedric Alexander, Noam Dar feud? Great stuff right there. Like
just it's the best.
Yeah. But no, we gotta get serious again. They had a 4-way match. It was Grand Metalik, Mike Kanellis, and let's call him by his other name. Can't do that. So,
Monday Night Mike.
No. That's 205 Live, Mike. He's not even on Raw anymore. So, but it was a 4-way match between Grand Metalik. That kind of doesn't make any sense to me either. How come like when the Lucha House Party get called up, they can still compete on 205 Live, but like Cedric and Buddy Murphy can't anymore? I guess they kind of pick and choose with that. So what would happen if Cedric tried to go compete on 205 Live with the guys be like, no, you're not here anymore. You can't be here. Like Buddy Murphy must be awkward for him because he's like backstage anyways. So yeah. Like imagine he tries to come out and have a match. Like Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler had a match on 205 Live. So anyhow, yeah, they had a 4-way match. It was Grand Metalik, Arya Daivari, Akira Tozawa, and Mike Kanellis. I almost forgot about him. And it was an awesome match. Arya Daivari got the win by stealing Mike Kanellis' win, which makes sense because they're kind of pushing Arya Daivari right now. He hasn't lost a match all year, even though he's only had like 3 matches this year. So obviously, but because they did like an opening promo where Tony Nese is questioning who his next challenger is going to be, and I imagine Arya Daivari could be it because. But I feel like we're not going to find out for a few weeks. And then we had the main event of 205 Live, not the show, the main event of 205 Live. And it was Cedric versus Oney Lorcan, and they did like the whole thing with Oney Lorcan, where Cedric is he's the soul of 205 Live, and Oney Lorcan wants to take that spot, and he has to beat Cedric Alexander to do it. They have an awesome match. Obviously, Oney Lorcan won. That made sense because it's Cedric Alexander's last match in 205 Live. Oney Lorcan benefits more. And I thought he was a heel on 205 Live, but he shook his hand afterwards. So
yeah,
maybe they're changing plans. And they're going to have Oney Lorcan turn face now. since they're out of baby faces now at this point. But find it kind of interesting. So yeah, but Cedric Alexander, that was definitely his last match on 205 Live because they did like a big handshake. They played his theme song and Cedric's theme song and everything afterwards. So, if it is his last match in 205 Live, then he had a hell of a run because he was there since the beginning of the Cruiserweight Classics and everything too.
Oh yeah, he's been there since the inception.
Yeah. So, and he was there. They even say he was there through the good moments and the bad moments because the beginning there was a lot of bad moments at 205 Live. So, but yeah, 205 Live was awesome again this week. I gave it an A. We didn't grade the Superstar Shakeup though. We'll just combine the two shows. What would you give like the Superstar Shakeup? I'm giving it like a B minus. I thought it was good but very underwhelming.
I give it a B.
Yeah.
It's just I agree with you. It's very underwhelming.
Yes.
AJ moving to Raw was probably the highlight for Monday Night Raw in terms of like the wrestlers that they got.
Yeah.
And for SmackDown, like Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Elias.
Very underwhelming.
Yeah.
No, like usually like the Raw like after Mania and the SmackDown after Mania, there's like 1,000 call-ups.
Yeah.
You got like next to none.
And that was the problem with calling up Ricochet, Aleister, like rushing Aleister Black and Ricochet to the main roster. Because think about how big of a pop it would have been if they hadn't been on the main roster like at all. So.
Oh yeah.
So now we're gonna review the Shield's final chapter, because this was the Shield's final show together. We're gonna play some trivia real quick, Chris. WWE posted a video this week. Don't you dare look this up. And of the Shield's biggest victories. They did top 10. You just have to guess what 10 of them, like all 10 of them. You don't have to do it in any order or anything. So what do you think the WWE said were the Shield's biggest victories? Now this is not just in 6-man tag team matches. It's like matches that they've had as the Shield.
As the Shield?
Yes.
Why it's an Evolution?
Yeah. Which Evolution match? Because there was
the first one.
Nope, the second one was because
that's the second one. That one was worse.
No, they didn't say the best matches, the biggest victories, because that's when they had the clean sweep. Of Evolution.
That match sucked though.
And then the Wyatt family was the one I made. The main event made the cut. It was a main event match. So
I don't agree. I mean, it made them look strong, but I don't agree with that at all. Yeah. I thought Extreme Rules, as far as an overall match, was a million times better.
Well, they didn't say like the match was better though. They just said that Evolution, that the Shield's victory over Evolution was better because they clean sweeped them. So, what do you think the other biggest victories? You got a name? You got 2 of them so far.
How many are there?
Well, I said there's 10, so you have
10? All right, so it's not like okay. I gotta think. I gotta go. Are there any of them recently?
The most recent one is from 2018.
Is the one from Super Showdown on there?
Yeah, it is against the Dogs of War. Yeah.
Because they really didn't. None of their matches from 2018 were all that great. Besides that.
Yes.
Is that it for 2018?
Yeah.
What about from their run before that?
Well, which one? The one they got that
17 one when they got.
There's one on that. There's one from that. Yeah.
Is it against? Is it the TLC match?
Nope.
I would have thought that would have been it. I don't know.
The New Day match at Survivor Series.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that match is awesome.
Well, they're not going match quality. It's just the biggest victory. So, all right, there's other ones. You gotta keep thinking here.
I don't know. My brain's fried. I don't
know. Gotta keep thinking.
I don't know.
You tap.
I tap.
You miss a big one. The first match at TLC 2012 against Ryback and Team Hell No. Money in the Bank 2013 when Reigns and Rollins retained the tag titles against the Usos on the Money in the Bank kickoff show.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 30 when they beat the New Age Outlaws and Corporate Kane.
That's a big match, apparently. That's
I don't
one of the
think that
biggest
was
victories, apparently.
Yeah, that's clearly bullshit. That's not one of the biggest. The
Not even
TLC.
The match against at TLC 2017
Yes.
was better than that.
Well, maybe they don't count that because it wasn't like because it really wasn't the Shield in that match. I guess.
Yeah,
So,
but they were, but it was the Shield though.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Elimination Chamber 2013 when they beat John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus.
They were randomly heels for no reason.
What, the Shield?
Yeah.
They always were heels though.
Not until like near the end of their run, like before they feud with Evolution. When they're feuding with the Wyatts, that's when they started turning babyface.
Yeah. I actually think that might be the biggest victory though, because like no one probably thought the Shield was winning that match because it was freaking John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback, like the three gods of WWE at that time. Because Cena had just won the Rumble that year, so I was surprised when they won that match. I was so happy. The first WrestleMania match, when they beat Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Big Show, when Big Show turned heel for like the 3 millionth time at that point. So, and then Extreme Rules 2013 when they won all the belts. You know, when Dean Ambrose beat Kofi for the U.S. title and Rollins and Reigns beat.
They should have done that one more time at least.
They almost did.
They had the chance to, and they stupidly didn't do it.
And then we won't talk about the diaries that much. The only notable thing we'll talk about was when Michael Cole sits down with the Shield and he asked Dean Ambrose what's next for him, and Dean Ambrose got all offended about it. That was pretty awesome.
I haven't seen it yet, so I have to watch. I wanted to watch it last night.
Yes.
But I forgot. I was too tired and went to bed.
Oh, poor baby.
But it was like 11 o'clock.
Oh. Then the real show itself. So this is basically a house show, which I kind of imagine. I'm assuming, like originally, that's what it was, anyways. Because
it was like Raw's Loop. That's what it was basically.
But they didn't have the whole show filmed. They started at like the Finn Balor Elias match. So
terrible.
Yeah.
They botched the finish.
So the commentary team was the Renee Young, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves. SmackDown must not be good enough to commentate these shows apparently, because it's always Raw. Like and the commentary team was set up so like weird.
Did they show up like in time for the last like 3 segments, or were they commentating the whole show?
I don't know. No, because because they show like earlier in the day, like earlier in the show, like Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley when they were attacking this Jinder Mahal, the Sin Brothers, and Lucha House Party. They show like the table and they weren't there, but the table was there all night. So
yeah, I wonder if they have commentary.
Well, I know they didn't have it at the show.
Probably not.
Yeah, they didn't have it at the show we were at. So
yeah.
It was very weird because it's. I thought I kind of wish someone went through that table. I thought Finn was going through it, like when he was getting knocked off the top turnbuckle and everything.
You must sat on Michael Cole's face at one point.
Yeah. But yeah, we had Finn and Elias for the Intercontinental title. Wasn't that good at all. It's just probably the worst match they've ever had.
One of the worst matches of Finn Balor's career.
Yeah, and Elias's too.
Like he got worked on. It's your typical championship house show match.
Yeah.
Where the champion gets the shit beaten out of him for the whole match, for however the duration of the match is. He gets beat up for the majority of it.
Yeah.
And then the last minute and a half, the babyface makes the big comeback and wins.
I gave it like a star.
I give it half a star.
Okay.
Balor won in a botch because he hit him with a sunset flip, and he was supposed to get the win there, but then for some reason Chad Patton just stopped counting.
Well, I think they said
why'd you stop counting?
I think they said his shoulder was up or something.
It wasn't up. If you watch the replay, the shoulder wasn't up.
Oh.
He just stopped counting.
Then maybe I will give it half a
reason.
Maybe I will give it half a star then.
And then Balor rolled them up with the fucking Mahistral in one. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so that was the fucking finish.
Maybe I'll give it half a star then too. Elias performed, and when he performs, he didn't have like his mouthpiece in. He had the, just a regular mic set, which I kind of wish he would do that more. I like it.
That's like the host show setup. It's like
yeah.
that. Is the
Finn Balor, like, he says, like, we all love Elias, and Finn Balor, like, the camera shot completely missed, like, Elias's cheap shot on Finn Balor, too.
I know, yeah, before their match, yeah.
Yeah.
He completely missed it. All of a sudden, you see Finn, like, on the mat. You're like, okay, he attacked him, I guess.
Yeah. But we don't know. Maybe Finn just fell down or something. Like,
I thought the camera work was, like, really shoddy.
Yeah.
Like, it was awful. Like,
yeah.
It's like, it was probably some of the worst camera work I've seen in WWE history.
But that was, like, the most notable one was, like,
the cameras are so funky, like, they were...
Yeah.
It was awful.
And then the Wyatt Squad came out, which is going to be, like, the last match together. And, they performed with Elias and weren't good. And Elias was happy that the ladies were loving him. I feel like Elias would have been better. Like, Liv Morgan, yeah, she's, very good looking, but I would not want... he can do better than Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan. So,
he definitely can.
And then, this was weird because they advertised this as a handicap match, it seemed like, but then it was just a standard tag team match.
Yeah, they advertised the whole day was a handicap match. The Riot Squad's final match together, and what do you know? It's a standard tag team match. And
like
tossed out.
I thought it was gonna. So I was like, but so Liv Morgan didn't wrestle in the match, and this was also a typical. It was like a typical house show women's match, tag team match where like, I don't know. And then Ember Moon gets the win when like she didn't even need Bayley the whole match. Like Bayley was nothing in this match, so you just got the heat.
If you go back and like you look at like because they didn't show a replay of the finish, she completely missed her.
Yeah.
I think it was Ruby Riott sold nothing.
Yeah.
He jumped off the top rope and completely missed her with the Eclipse.
Yeah. That match is like another half a star. This show's trash. The Shield backstage segment, that was good.
That was as a callback.
Yeah.
That got me pumped. That like I was like, this is fucking cool. Like
yeah.
Back to how they used to do it, like the found footage, like the found camera.
Yeah, I like it.
Just
and I like how Dean was like the leader there, kind of. In a way.
Because he was the. That's what people think. Like Seth was the leader of the group. It was actually Dean. Dean was the actual leader of the Shield.
Yeah. And then we had the 6-man tag team match. It was the Shield versus Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre. It's good. Nothing wrong with it. Shield win, and they do like a big promo afterwards. I love Dean's message. It was awesome. And yeah,
it was very heartwarming.
I like that Dean got the win too. That was cool. You could say maybe Dean should have lost his last match, but do you really want the Shield's? It really wouldn't have made sense with like the Shield. The show was built around the Shield for them to lose, and it's typically on the house shows they like to send the crowd home happy. I don't think the crowd would have been very happy if
99% of the time the babyface is gonna win the main event.
Yeah,
in some way, shape, or form.
I give it 3 stars. It was a good match. I thought the Fastlane match was a lot better.
Yeah,
and I don't think. But this show was not good. I mean, I'm giving it a D.
I give it a C- strictly for the Shield.
I'm giving it the big. I'm not just giving it a D too. I'm giving it the big D.
The big D, huh?
Yeah.
Figured it out, huh?
With red ink all over the paper too. That's how you really get them.
Ooh.
Like,
is it a plus or is it just?
No, they don't even get that for it. No plus. No.
I give it a C- strictly for the Shield.
No way.
Strictly for the Shield in that found footage promo.
That's what's putting it up to a. Hey, if it wasn't for the Shield, this would have gotten an F. So.
I wouldn't even give it a letter grade.
You have to give it something. But you have to give it something. You gotta.
I would give it nothing because it was trash. Besides, the Shield saved it. If I went to that show and the Shield wasn't on that show, I would have left because it was that bad.
Well, wait a minute. You're not leaving a wrestling house show. Like I would. Don't do it when the cruiserweights are on. No one won't even let you out the door. Like you fucking.
If the main event of that fucking show was the Riot Squad versus Ember Moon and Bailey, you bet your ass I'm leaving. Because I know the finish.
Yeah.
I'm not staying.
Other wrestling news: CM Punk apparently made a return at an indie show. It'd be funny if it really wasn't him. It's just he just so happened to be there, and they found another guy.
It actually was him.
Yeah, but it'd be funny if it wasn't.
Apparently, he's done that over the years too.
Yeah.
Like he just shows up in a mask and hits someone with a GTS and leaves, and gives hints along the way that it's him because he wore the sweatshirt that he wore is the same one that he wore earlier on in the day.
Yes.
Like if you could see a side by side picture, and it's the same exact sweatshirt.
And that's all we have no other news to discuss. That's it.
We've talked about everything. He even got so mad about that house show he tore that bag apart.
Like, wow. I'm trying to think. Is that the lowest? I think actually no. I haven't. That wasn't the lowest. I think I gave in a show an F before. So, like, because we definitely gave Battleground 2017 an F. I think.
I think I gave that an F minus.
That's not possible. You can't give something an F minus.
You can.
I think I gave an episode of Main Event an F though, but that doesn't count to you. So.
No, it doesn't mean I don't know what you're even talking about.
Yeah, you probably.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is Main Event?
Hey, we can live react to an episode right now.
Is that on IGN America?
Oh no, that's Superstars.
What's that?
Used to be on. They canceled it for 205 Live.
What's
don't
that?
You dare say what? Don't you dare say what's that? No, you should do that one day when Noah's with you in 205 Live. You should go, what's that?
I definitely should.
Yeah. All right, we're done.
Imagine if it was reversed. It was 502 Live.
I wonder if Noah would say that matters. By the way, this is how you do a show right here. We gave brief reviews of each show. Like that's how you do it right there. Like
an hour and we'll call it an hour 30.
Yeah, less than that though. Like
it's right now. It's my iPad's reading an hour 24 and 20 seconds.
Yeah, we know how to do it. All right, but you got to do your plugs in promotion. So
not literally catch me, but figuratively catch me on the Wrestling Rundown. Probably tomorrow.
No, Wednesday.
Tomorrow, Wednesday. It's going to be uploaded probably on Wednesday. That's where you can see me. Well, you can see Cammy, but not me in person, because you're never going to see me in person.
Yeah, well, unless it's like a live reactions or something.
Unless if it's a live reactions, other than that, you're going to see Sami Zayn's beautiful, gingery-looking face.
And Kevin Owens with like his
ginger
towel.
Beard and Kevin Owens with a towel over his shoulder and his eyes closed, look like he's sleeping, and Sammy looks like he's gonna rape him because that's one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen in my whole life. But you'll never see me in person. You might hear my voice in a live reaction sometimes. You might even get lucky enough to see my mug. But other than that, Rundown Wednesday. Retro coming back soon in a few weeks. Had to take a couple of weeks off because of real life stuff. The school semester's ending for me and Owen, and we've been focusing more on that as the semester is coming to a close in about a month.
Yes.
Other than that, my pluggies are done.
I got my plugs too. So like I said, wrestling. Check out this channel for the Wrestling Rundown. On the Wrestling Rundown this week, it's going to be everything NXT's related. So it's going to be NXT UK, regular NXT, and World Collide stuff. So check that out. You don't have to, but you should. And then check out
that bell notification will notify them.
and then CM Brothers and No One the Talkinator. Well, right now, those channels are clearly inactive right now because school semester. Basically, after May 5th, I'm done because I won't get any other like assignments or stuff. Like once
Yeah,
May
then
5th,
finals and stuff, but like
yeah. Well, I might not have any finals this year, so
depends on what your grade is. And I brought mine up, so
yes. So we're done. We're done here.
70 fucking 5.
We're done here. Goodbye. Don't ever talk to us again. See ya.